Hello, my dear gardening friends. The weather is cold outside and we moved inside of my house. So today we are going to talk about only one book, which is of immense importance to anyone in America who is facing this monumental task of picking a rose or several roses for their garden among all the thousands and thousands varieties which are offered right now to anyone who wants to buy a rose. Wouldn't it be great if there would be one reference guide where everybody who really know each plant, each rose really intimately, lived with that plant for many years in the garden and really can know that rose very well? Wouldn't it be great if all these people who live with different roses in their garden put all that knowledge together and create this rating system where everybody can consult and see all those choices and make their educated decision based on that source to buy a rose to their small garden. For example, me, I garden in a small garden, so I wouldn't be able in my lifetime to test every rose which is ever available on the market, and it's just a monumental task to do. Well, guess what? There is one book, one reference book, which I think everybody needs to buy and everybody needs to have, just to have a look from once in a while into that book and see which roses are rated the highest among all the rose lovers in America. And by the way, people who live in other countries, this source of information can be also valuable because America, United States, has so many different diverse climates that mutual rating from all over America can be beneficial to other people who garden in other countries because the diversity of climate in America is so huge. So here it is, this little book, which is called for this year, it's 2022 American Rose Society Handbook for Selecting Roses. And it is a rose buying guide to more than 3,000 varieties derived from our Roses in Review survey. I understand that you might think right away, oh gosh, I have to belong to American Rose Society in order to get this book. Yes, you are correct, but there is another way to get this book. You can just go to American Rose Society website, which is rose.org. You can plug the name of this book, Selecting Roses, and you will buy it for $10. You can buy it for $10, and that's the end of that. So I'm not sure if you will have to pay for shipping, but that money spent on this little booklet will give you invaluable source of information. I can't tell you enough about this little book. So let's talk about it. So every year, this book is reprinted again and new roses are added to it. Well, as you can see, 3,000 varieties of roses. They are tested during 3 years during the testing program, and they're testing in different sides of America. Individual gardeners can contribute their testing results. Whoever is growing that rose in their garden can contribute their knowledge to this testing system. And right here, when you look inside, you will see that different roses are listed in alphabetical order, and each rose has the name, the official name of the rose, the breeder of the rose, what color the rose has, and what type of blooms rose has, and year of introduction. And then comes the most important number, the number from 1 to 10, which is assigned to this rose, particular rose. So, I never saw one rose, seriously, but the gradation goes like this. From 0 to 6, roses not recommended, and there are plenty of them. You would be surprised. From 6.1 to 6.7, a below average rose. From 7.3 to 7.7, a little to somewhat above rose, and from 7.8 to 8.2, a solid to very good rose. Personally, me, I look at next category, 8.3 to 8.7, a very good to excellent rose. So that's a category I always focus on. There's another category even higher from 8.8 to 9.2, an outstanding rose. 9.3 to 10, one of the best roses ever, and I don't think I saw any rose here which is over 9.3. There's only one rose which only 9.2, I believe, and it's a French rose. I forgot the name of it, but it's not good for my climate. It's hardy from zone 6, so I wouldn't even go there. And the roses which achieved the rating more than 9, I would say there are like 6 or 7, something like that in this catalog. So you can see the rating is given, I wouldn't say stingily, but there are no over exaggerations here, and there are plenty of roses which are, wow, 4, 6, 7, which is interesting, right? So we have to understand that there are a lot of poor performing roses on the market. And when I read books by famous and important rose folks, and I see how they mention through their books favorite roses of theirs, right away I check those roses with this little reference book, and I see always 8.2, 8.3, 8.6, 8.5. So right away the rating is excellent. So that's a good thing to know, that this book, a lot of people in this book know what they're talking about, and this is invaluable source of information for us who cannot in any way face knowledgeably all these choice varieties we have for roses for our gardens. Another good thing about this book is that they give you a very short explanation which classification is there for roses, and a lot of people are confused by, you know, Gallicas, Centifolias, damask roses, new roses. So understandably, it can be quite complicated. So at the beginning of this book, you will find a very simple, clear explanation what is what. And then before all the alphabetical rating begins, you have a short list of top-rated roses species, and then there are top-rated old garden roses, then modern rose climbers pulled together. You see all of them put together and all their ratings. They're very high on the list. Floribundas, hybrids, miniatures, shrubs, and then there would be awards. So awards would be American Rose Society Members Award, World Rose Hall of Fame winners, also, and several other ones. I'm not going to mention all of them here. So this is the only book, not the only book. I like to read books from the library, and if I like a book, I buy it. That's my way of testing books to my rose library. But this thing, if you don't want to go through books and books, scoop through all the information, kind of get it out from different sources, this is a highly recommended source for you to get, personally from me. Now again, how do you get it? You go on rose.org. If you would love to become a member of American Rose Society, is excellent. There are a lot of perks to it. I can talk about it in my next video. I am a member of American Rose Society. And if you don't want to become a member of the American Rose Society, you can again plug the name of this book, Selecting Roses, and you get your little book for $10, maybe shipping and handling, I'm not sure. And that's the end of that. So if you go shopping somewhere and you see the name of the rose, right away you go, you look at that rose and you see the rating, and then if it's 4, you say, okay, bye-bye, I'm not buying you anymore. But if you something more than 8, you're like, I better take my phone out and check you out, what you're all about, you beautiful little rose. Another thing to consider would be sometimes when you look at the rose and there would be no rating, and there would be different numbers here or different signs here assigned to that rose. There can be that rose is very new on the market, so newer varieties of David Roston are not represented here. Unfortunate, but what can you do? All the varieties of roses are here, and every year, again, keep in mind that every year this book is a new, and every year it's updated with different roses being added to it. So if you see that there is no rating, it means this rose is being tested, or there is not enough results, or results might be changing because tests are old. Again, there are explanations to all the marks assigned to each rose, and this is just a very easy book to navigate and to have it in in your bag when you go shopping for your plants. And at the end of this video, I want to share with the most beautiful, charming gift which I received from one of the viewers. She's my good friend Leslie, and she gave me a wonderful Christmas ornament. I want to show it to you. Gosh, it's so cute. It's a little rose on a swing. Leslie made it herself, and I know that I'm going to appreciate this wonderful little pink rose every year when I open our Christmas tree for decorations, because it's a very thoughtful and targeted gift, and what can be better than gifts which are prepared especially for that person. So thank you, Leslie, from the bottom of my heart, and thank you, God, for our friends. And again, happy gardening, and I will see you next time. Sorry, one more thing. You can't miss it. This is hilarious. I want to show you another gift which I think my husband gave it to me, or my kids gave it to me. It's another rose presentation in my garden. It's a hilarious thing for one reason. They think that I look like this little lady ornament. Just look at this lady. Oh my gosh. All the ladies who are watching my video are going to laugh because do I want to look like this lady? Seriously? But the good thing is that I'm blonde, she's blonde. I'm Slavic looking, she's Slavic looking. It's actually a Polish ornament. I believe my husband found it in some Polish store here in America, in Connecticut. And she is a charming little lady. She has roses on her head. She has a skirt with roses. So I guess it is the presentation of me, a person who loves roses. Happy gardening now for sure. See you next time.